Oh, hi! I was just looking at all the different angles that there are involved in our everyday life. It's amazing. Just look at this picture frame. We've got a 90-degree angle here, and if you look back here, there's an acute angle, and I could even make it a smaller acute angle. A bookend, even a bookend's 90 degrees. We can see it right there to hold those books straight up. A pair of everyday scissors starts out, well, if you look at that, that's even an obtuse angle, but then when we look at our blades, we can make an acute angle, a little bit larger acute angle, 90 degree, and even a bit of an obtuse. And then we have a compass. Now, if you're into drafting or architecture, this compass is a lifesaver because you can get those degrees exactly where you want and make the circles that you're making just a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller based on the amount of degrees that you have. So we want to talk about angles today because there are so many of them involved in our everyday lives. But first, let's look at the vocabulary. There's some things that we need to know. First of all, a right angle. Okay, a right angle is 90 degrees, and I'm going to show you what that looks like here in just a few minutes. Acute angle, an obtuse angle, straight angle, supplementary angle, complementary angle, and a vertex. Now, of course, vertex is not an angle, but boy, is it important. You're going to see why here in just a minute. Let's go over and take a look at a 90-degree angle. We know that it's a 90-degree angle because of the L shape. That's going to tell me that that is 90 degrees. Now, it could be like this. That's still 90 degrees. It doesn't matter which way it's facing or if it's even going the other direction on the side. It would still be 90 degrees. The way that most of us can tell if it's 90 degrees, if we're taking a test or something, is we look at it, and these nice test makers, they have put in this little box, and that's going to tell us that this is a 90-degree angle. So I'm going to write 90 degrees right there. That way we know for sure that is a 90-degree angle. Now let's look at this one. Doesn't look like any angle at all, but it is. It is a straight angle. Okay? And a straight angle is 180 degrees. Okay? 180 degrees, that's going to be my straight angle. And we take a look over here, and we go up over here and look at this. What do you think that could be? Well, it's not obtuse because obtuse looks like this. And that's going to be, anything larger than 190, but smaller, or larger than 90, but smaller than 180. So this would be an obtuse. I think this looks like, it might be about 130 degrees, so I'm going to take a chance at that, but it's definitely an obtuse angle. So if that's obtuse, that's got to be acute. So an acute angle, bigger than 0, but less than 90. That would be an acute angle. This one, it's certainly looking like it might be about 24 degrees. So I'm going to write that in there and write up here acute so I can remember what that is. You see that red dot? Oh my gosh, remember I said the vertex? That's the vertex right there, where two rays come together and they share the same endpoint. That is the vertex. So anytime rays come together and share an endpoint, that is a vertex. The plural of that would be vertices. So there might be more than one vertex on a particular item. Let's look over here. This is different. We have 28 degrees here. That's obviously an acute angle. But what do you think this is going to be? This, we know, is 180. So I need to find out what that is. If I took 180 and subtract 28 from it, do you think I'd find out? Let's see. I've got 180. And I minus 28 from that. I'm going to borrow there, and there's 7, and there's 10. That's 2, and 7 minus 2 is 5. 152. So this must be 152 degrees. Wow, that works out really well. So as long as these two end up at 180 degrees, I've got exactly what I need. I can figure out everything that I need. Look at this one. How strange that we would have two. This is this is not an obtuse angle, and it's not a straight edge. Oh, that's right, it's a right angle, because it's got the L there. So that's a right angle. So if I was able to figure out that this was 152 degrees here, this one's 24, but the whole thing is 90. So if I take 90 and I subtract 24 from it, and I borrow from there, we've got 8, and there's 10 minus 4 is 6, and 8 minus 2 is, 66. So this angle here then, right here, would be 66 degrees. 66 degree angle. So that means that if this adds up to this, or we put those two together and that adds up to 90, we have everything that we need. These are called supplementary. These are supplementary, I beg your pardon, these are complementary angles. These are complementary angles because they add up to 90. Up here, this would be supplementary angles because they add up to 150. Let's take another look. We've got one more piece to look at here. See how this is 180 here, this straight line. Notice how 120 and 60, I've got two different angles, two different pieces, one obtuse, one acute, but they add up to 180. And so therefore they are supplementary. Okay? If you have any questions at all, be sure to ask questions. Be sure to check out the blog. Go over this video as many times as you want. And I think you're set to go. Now go take on the day.